Okay. All right. It is May 8th, 2024. We're streaming live from the Pacific Northwest of the United States. We're in Washington. It was a beautiful day. It was sunny out. It's like 70 degrees. And here's your host, JohnnyNerdOut.
All right, we're here. We're doing this. Welcome, everybody. How's it going? Glad you can make it again tonight. We got Shane back tonight.
Heyo.
I know Benji's wondering where Shane is. We're trying to figure out, because there's no, what's it called? Like question marks. There's no like emojis. So we're trying to figure out if Benji's mad at Shane. Where is Shane? Because it's a statement.
Where is Shane?
So I think we're assuming that Benji's just upset with him.
Where isn't?
Yeah.
Where isn't Shane?
But anyways, yeah, we got our internet is back up, so it was so annoying. The last 2 weeks, no internet. Quantum fiber kind of screwed us, and it's been making running a business very hard. But now we got it back up.
Do we need to talk more about
the
internet and quantum fiber? Do we want to tell people not to get quantum fiber?
I don't know. Do we want to take a hard stance on? No, because I actually liked quantum fiber.
It was good.
I was bummed out. We were given internet service when we shouldn't have been. They installed it without a permit, and it was like a clerical error. And then they went back and they're like, "You should have never had internet." But instead of telling me that, they just disconnected it. And so I spent a week calling every day saying, "Where's my internet?" and having somebody say, "Oh, there's no outage. We'll get back to you tomorrow." For 7 days straight. And then finally they had the people come out, and then they said, "Oh, yeah, it's not that there's an outage, because there isn't an outage. You shouldn't have had it." Anyways, I think I've spent entirely too much time talking about this, but now that I got it off my chest, we can move on.
Benji just says that things go smoother when I'm around. He's just happy to see. I'm good to see you. Good to see you too, Benji.
Yeah, you don't have me and like shaking, giving everyone like seasick. I tried to even do the live stream here at the shop from just my cell phone. I was like, I'll just go to the shop and do it from my cell phone, but I didn't even have a cell phone reception here, so I had to go to my house in the garage with Wi-Fi, but my phone was dying, so I had to play. It was a whole thing.
Should we say who else is here? So Michael's here. Hi, Michael. Kevin Sharaha.
Oh yeah, I feel like we gotta do a roll call. Like, all right, who's here? Who's here? Benji's here. Sprinzel's here.
Brian Thompson.
We gotta do the. Yeah,
what's up, Brian Thompson?
We gotta do the.
Cyberdeath wants us to jump right into it. Who sued Bafang? Can you stay tuned?
Yeah, hey, we got news. We got to get to the news. You don't jump on the 6 o'clock news and be like, "Hey, who died today?"
Yeah,
you gotta wait and find out.
Gotta hang tight. Jeremy Patterson, hello.
What's going on? All right, so we're gonna do this. We're gonna do some news. Shane's gonna keep us abreast of what's going on in the news. We're gonna talk about what's going on in the shop, what's going on just like in the e-bike world, what we got planned here, and we're gonna answer your questions. If you guys got questions, type away. Later on, we're gonna be putting up the phone number that you can call in, and we will, if you're brave enough, we'll take your call and we'll answer your questions. Or if you don't have a question, you just want to share something cool, type it or call it in. Either way, just let us know.
We got Alaska Moose Dog chiming in. Hello. Tim Seaman, good evening. MFF.
All right.
All right, those are people.
All right, cool. All right, Shane, you got some news for us?
Let's do some news. Okay, breaking news. Tesla driver arrested for homicide after running over motorcyclist while he was on autopilot. So basically this guy in his Tesla, I think he was in Washington, he was cruising on the highway, like probably going north on 5, and he decided he wanted to check his text messages and just ran over a guy on a motorcycle, even while the autopilot's on.
Shane wants to start the news off light today. He's trying to keep it light. Man.
That was it. I was fine with us just moving on.
You know what? No, I know. And I was like, you can't just... this has happened quite a bit. And I was reading about this, or maybe I watched a video. Maybe it was on Fort Nine's channel I was reading about. But it's how Teslas are murdering motorcycles. And probably even bicycles. Because it's the radar technology in the Teslas that they're using, I guess they were saying that they cheaped out. They didn't use LiDAR, which is much more advanced than radar. Like uses light. I don't know the whole physics behind it and all, but I do know that LiDAR I think is a little bit more advanced, and a lot of other
What does that
car
stand for?
manufacturers. I don't know.
Light radar?
Nah, it uses like different, like a lot of. And I'm sure somebody can fill us in, but yeah, exactly. Benji knows what's up. I figured you would, but yeah, he did a video on it, and it's essentially they don't see them and they just keep going, and they plow right through them. They just don't even see them. I don't know how or why, but they didn't use LiDAR, which they should have. They cheaped out.
So this guy, he got arrested for vehicular homicide. He posted a $100,000 bail.
Man,
So just for
sad all around. No good news for anyone in there.
So I guess if you're on a bike of any two-wheeled anything,
No,
I guess just be careful. I feel like the
get away from a
Teslas-
Tesla. If you
yeah.
see it, treat Tesla like a shark. If I'm on my motorcycle on the highway especially, and I see a Tesla, and same for anyone out there, like treat it like a shark. You might as well just put shark teeth on there, because that, yeah. Or watch the F9 video on Fort 9. That video will make you be like, yikes. So, all right, we can move on.
You want to move on? Okay.
Anyway.
All right. Motorized wheel on a pole. So this is cool. It's just for dudes on skateboards that don't want motors on their skateboards. They just carry this around with them instead. It's just like a pole with a motor and a wheel in it. Just pushes you. So it might help you launch. I think it'd be a good way to just give you a nice launch. I don't know. I'd play around with it, I guess.
I think that's also awesome as well. I don't know how many skateboarders we have out in the audience or not, but that is definitely cool because you can just use your existing skateboard. You don't need to, I've been messing around. I like electric skateboards, but I definitely like regular skateboards more because they're just so much more lightweight and nimble. The bigger boards, I've got it's not a boosted, maybe it is a boosted board. I got the small one because I want it to be as light as possible. And that one's actually okay. And then I've got the big, I forget, I did a review on it. It's like the S3, I forget what it is, but it's like that long boogie board, and that thing goes 30 miles an hour. They're just different. So that's kind of interesting. Does it say how much they're charging for it?
I don't know.
I didn't have time to look that up. Didn't have time to scroll down.
Let's see. Let's scroll. Does it say 12 miles? It could get 12 miles.
If it's more than I would pay up to $300.
$857.
Yikes! Man, that's the problem.
But think about the applications. I feel like this is made just for. Think
it
what
on
else
your
you could
boat?
use it for.
Use it on your boat.
No, I mean if you're what about dancers, ballroom dancers?
And you want to
Just
you got
glide.
the wheelies, like the shoes with the wheels.
Yeah.
on it? You can use that. And that'd be kind of cool.
I bet you there's a lot of things that you could use this little thing for.
Okay.
I don't know.
And this is the problem with, I think, a lot of new cool products, like micromobility stuff. They price them insane, where they need like a VC to come in and give them a bunch of money so that they can get the price down immediately to where it's going to be.
Yeah, exactly. Kind of like a paddle. It is. It's like a paddle.
Yeah, but it's a land paddle.
Land paddle.
That's what they should be called.
We could make one as long as it's not for skateboarding. I bet you we won't get sued.
That's true.
It's for ballroom dancing.
The ballroom dancing pole.
And land paddling. Well, because you could stop wearing just slippery socks on
I just slide across.
Think about basketball players. They all just had one of those. I don't know.
Okay.
All right. Want me to move on?
We're just spitballing here.
All right. So I don't know. I thought that was cool, so I pulled it up. I wanted to talk about electric. So we've been doing this thing where we find. Basically, I'm on Reddit, and there's always the question: what e-bike do you recommend? What cheap e-bike? This one's been popping up a lot. This just because it's a newer bike by Electric. You always hear Electric as a recommendation, so I figured we'd take a look at it. We're not recommending that you buy it, but I think more than anything, it's to do research and make sure that if you are going to buy something off the internet, that you're making an educated decision. But I don't know. I've only really heard good things about the company Electric, but as far as the bikes themselves, I'm sure that the right consumers out there, there's people that enjoy it, but
I always say,
everybody.
if you're looking, try to call the company and try to get support for, say, I want to order I got a blown controller. I need to get a new controller.
To start with that.
Yeah, start with that. Be like, hey, I gotta, and then if they say, oh, sorry, we don't have that, or like what, or they don't know what they're talking about, like that's gonna be your life going forward. So if you buy into this brand, or whatever brand, like that's what I would always say, because I've worked at these companies, and a lot of times they would hire people that just didn't know what they were talking about, and it was kind of embarrassing to be associated with it. And so you don't want to have that. You don't want to have. That's generally the sign of like a fly-by-night company, is if they don't know what they're talking about whatsoever. And you want to make sure that they have the parts in stock. Like, you don't want to buy something that you're not going to be able to get support for. So if you're thinking about buying, like a straight from China bike off of Amazon or anywhere, because you're like, this is a great price, it's $600 for this bike, call, email, try to get support on it first.
So Electric, they do have like, they got their, U.S. location. I think they sell out. But I mean, of course, it is assembled in China. Another thing, just the BBB. You just Google it, see what people are saying. I pulled up Electric's Better Business Bureau. They got a B+, and they're accredited. So basically, being an accredited company through the Better Business Bureau just means that they paid to get accredited. So basically, they're paying a yearly due to the Better Business Bureau, just to have that icon, to get that logo put on their website, and to be paying that amount, which I think might be like $400 a year.
I should be doing that then.
Get accredited, yeah.
Yeah, it's stupid.
I mean, the Better Business Bureau. I mean, I think it's it's kind of the same things like Yelp, like these review sites. They're just independent, privately owned companies that are
I'd be more curious.
Giving the shakedown to companies.
What's the Google Maps review?
That's Google Maps.
Yeah, what do they say? That's where I feel like it's more like the Reddit, because anybody could post anything, and they're not. So
I guess just take the rating with a grain of salt. A B+. I think it just should be an A. I think that it should just be an A. But what's good is they do act as an intermediary or whatever for people that are complaining. So you go through here and see what kind of complaints you might end up
Better
dealing with.
Business does?
Yeah. So if somebody's like, hey, I purchased, this is from this company, claim the model is for off-road. The day it arrived, I tried it out. It is no way safe. So, this is somebody complaining because they didn't get what they wanted. And the Better Business Bureau then reaches out to Electric. This Electric responds, which is a good sign. And then, but still not good enough. And I find so this guy is satisfactory. He's satisfied. But anyway, so you could scroll through and just see what kind of problems you might expect. Here's a product issue.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's something to look into.
In general, I never recommend buying a pre-made e-bike. It just the value for your dollar is not there, no matter what, and for what you get. But not everybody's into making their own custom e-bikes, and some people are brand new to biking, and they don't want to have a mid-drive, and they don't want to have. Then yeah, for sure, a hub motor bike and getting something pre-made might be the choice for you.
All right, here's Google Maps reviews.
3.8.
3.8.
That's not that great.
It's not. So again, I think that the stars themselves, grain of salt. So I mean, you could go through and you could look at the one stars and see like what are they complaining about. Obviously, they have much more 5-star reviews. Yeah. I think the most important ones are the ones in the middle. Yeah. Like the 4, 3, 2. Like those are the ones that are like
it's
probably.
Like they just kept like I'm not like a crazy person. 0 stars. If I could do -5, I would. Yeah. It's like you want to be it's those medium ones where like they just kept. They're just annoying. Like those are the ones where it's.
So would we buy this bike? We wouldn't. Maybe somebody out there would, but I guess Electric decently fine. Just moral of the story, do a little bit of research. Make sure you know what company you're dealing with. I also wanted to bring this bike up because it does have a UL certified battery. And it was the UL certification. So right now the only state in the United States that is requiring UL certification is New York. So you'll see these codes, UL 2849, 272, 271. So this is all for New York. So that doesn't mean that it's UL certified everywhere. It's just they only have that UL certification for New York City.
And also every electric bike that gets sold, Shane gets $4, apparently.
Who, that Electric sells? No, I'm just saying, like, it's just a brand. It's another branding thing because all electric has to do is spend that little bit of money to say that they're UL certified. It's not like a countrywide thing. Like, I wonder how much it costs just to say. I don't know. I know that there's more steps to it, but I
to get what, UL certified or
in New York.
Oh.
Like what their actual stipulations are.
I don't know, but that's what I'm working towards. I'm still just really trying to work towards getting UL certified, and for just all 50 states. I mean, for everything, not just New York certified. But that's going to be the next step. But yeah. Let's see. What do we got? We got anybody chiming in on what we're talking about?
I don't know.
Let's see.
No. But okay, so we do have somebody new to the stream, Jabakanalia. I'm probably butchering that name, but welcome. Welcome to the stream, and he said that he's got a new 2.7 DMO2 motor that he's installing right now. I wonder what bike are you putting that on? But he said he's going to get a battery, so get a battery from us if you want.
Yeah, if you want. Either way. Yeah, the 2.7 motors are. I get asked a lot about them. You know, there was a couple issues with them with their firmware with the rollout, but I think, knock on wood, and I think I talk about this every week, but I think the firmware has now, fixed all the issues. I think they're all good. So I think every motor going out as of like a few weeks ago, I think as of like early April, should be good. So I don't know. I was just talking with somebody today about it was one of our another e-bike shop in Iowa, and I think it was Mark Hendricks. I want to say, I don't know if he's watching or not right now, but talking about Tongsheng and 2.7, about how I really think that, you know, Tongsheng used to be the budget torque sensing mid-drive. It used to just be the budget mid-drive, and it just happened to be torque sensing. But I really think that 2.7, they're gonna be pushing Tongsheng away into the forgotten abyss. Is what I think. I'm not 100% sure, but I don't think there's room for both of them to compete unless you have Tongsheng diehards.
RD wants to know if there's any update on the 68 millimeter, the DMO one.
I don't have them yet. I've just been waiting. China was on vacation for something. I don't know what. There was like some holiday, and so I sent them messages like weeks ago asking them like, I'm ready for an order. Can I get availability on everything? And I just got an email back this morning. It was like a partial list of what was available, but not a whole lot. So I'll probably be ordering hopefully this week, and then hopefully I'll get them in 2 weeks or so. It's painful when you're dealing with, you know, your supply chain is halfway around the world. Everything just moves super slow. So you gotta, and it's hard because these 2.7 motors are still new. They're still just coming out with new versions. I think the 120 millimeter versions are still just coming out. So it's hard to have a lot of this stuff in stock. It's really frustrating because I get a lot of people that are like, I want this version, this. Do you have this? And it's like, I don't have that. They sent out inline brake cutoff sensors and they were the wrong ones. So I have all these people with the wrong inline brake cutoff sensors that I got to replace them with and all that. So
it's Labor Day for China.
Oh, maybe that's it. But it was like a 5-day holiday.
Is it?
Yeah. There's a lot. There's a lot of time off.
That's what 2.7 said to Brian.
I believe that.
Benji said, when is the 72 volt BBS HD? Maybe it's just that's it. So I put 72 volt BBS HD when ?
Oh yeah, I don't know. What do you want? What kind of controller do you want? Or are you just talking about when is Bafang gonna release it? Bafang is never gonna release a 72 volt version. I think they would probably try to keep it 48 volt, if anything. They like to keep things tight and like, I don't think they like it that people are programming it and hacking it and doing stuff. That's just my personal opinion, but I think it was up to them. They would make it so you can't do anything and it just tied in to their own system.
What about the 120 millimeter for the 01? Same thing? Is that?
I'm waiting to say that it's even available, and I think I heard today that it'll be available very soon. I don't even think it's
You said late April.
Yeah, they said by the end of April it'd be ready.
On May 1st. Oh, you said late April that it was coming out on May 1st.
Oh.
Well, yeah, you should expect it in February.
I know. No, yeah, they've been telling me by the end of April it'll be ready, and I still don't think it's ready. So, who knows? I always hate giving people ETAs too because there's a delay. Like I get calls from UPS. I get calls from UPS all the time, and FedEx too, saying we got an import sheet. We need you to fill out the importer stuff. This is saying that it's Hong Kong, but we need to make sure that it's not actually China. And then this happens all the time, and I go, well, Hong Kong is in China technically, but it's it's a sovereign state, and they would, oh, okay, and then I'm like, why am I giving you a geography lesson on? It just seems, I don't know, it's weird. There's just like a lot of weird stuff with shipping, logistics, trying to even place orders. A lot of people, this is the frustrating part from a reseller. Is like, I'm like, hey, so-and-so, I want to buy a bunch of your stuff. And they go, okay, great. But this is like 3 days after I let them know. And then I tell them what I want. And then 3 or 4 more days go on. And then they send me their invoice for it. So after this point, it's been like a week since I initiated like, hey, I want to buy stuff from you. And then they put it together, and then like another week later, they say, okay, we got here's a tracking number. Here, it's getting ready for production. Sometimes it's just, I'm like, what? Like, how do you not have this stuff ready to go?
So Michael says that for sure on May 1st, you said that it would be late April.
On May 1st, I said it'd be late April?
Yeah. So we're sticking to it. We're still saying.
I still think late April.
We're still looking at late April.
Yeah, I'm not saying what year. I mean... You thought this year?
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm sorry. That's bad. That's my bad. Yeah, 2024, no way.
Josh Stodart just said inline skates.
Oh yeah.
For what?
I mean, I'm like, yep. That's what's up.
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
I don't know. Maybe he's behind on the live, so maybe he's watching the thing with the stick.
Yeah, probably. I think so. People are joining late, and then
that would be cool for roller skating.
Somebody I just saw who put that on. Brian Thompson, the VESC. Somebody was talking about something. Somebody sent me. Or it was either a message on YouTube. I can't remember now. I get too many ways to contact me. I need to shut it down where you could only call me on a rotary phone. That needs to be the only way. And you
only message me on Facebook.
But they showed me there's a new controller out. I think it's called the Flipper. Flipski?
Well, the Flipper is...
Not that. I know what you're talking about. That's for like lights and stuff, or traffic lights.
Yeah, you could.
That's
not just for that, but you could use it to like program.
Yeah, and like get into security stuff that you shouldn't. At Great America,
to rob banks.
I think it's called the Flipski, and it's like 72 volt compatible. It looks pretty cool, and you could get it at Flipski.
Mr. Clark says Flipski.
Yeah, and it's on Amazon. And it's like under $200. Can Shane maybe pull it up?
Just let me.
Do we have enough internet? Maybe we could get. I think Shane's gonna pull it up here. I'm surprised Benji hasn't.
Is this it?
No, that's not it. It should be inline skates. Go to Amazon and yeah. So this is it. I think that right what you're on right now, 179. It's not plug and play for pretty much anything. I mean, you could look at it. It doesn't fit in the controller frame of the motors. But if you're okay with it looking a little Frankenstein-y, look at that. You could have 75 volt, 150 amps continuous. That's pretty insane. That is, what is that, 10,000 watts? Something like that? I mean, I think it supports up to 84 volts. For under $200, I know that the Grin for a while was they had the market cornered, in my opinion, with super universal controllers that could handle high voltage range, high amperage range, even though at 72 volts the phase runner couldn't really handle a whole lot of amps. But this one looks like, I don't know, 72 volt, 150 amps. That's kind of crazy. And I saw a YouTube video of some guy like programming it, and It looked pretty cool. So that's something to keep an eye on. Maybe you guys do your own research on that one, but if you want massive power for pretty cheap, that's a pretty good way to go. Now, obviously, you could also get like the Sab Voton controllers if you want 72, 150 volt one, but 150 amps, but that's like $300, I want to say, for that controller. And that's more motorcycle driven. But yeah, I think you could use the Flipski for anything, for the DMO1, for BBS HD, possibly even the CYC.
Jabakanalia says, I know you say don't do it, but it's going on a Dahan Mu with Nexus 8.
All right, I think those are the folding bikes. I'm not sure what's going on it.
What's going on?
Jabakanalia saying?
I think we're still talking about the Flipski.
Oh, okay, we're
right?
done with the poll.
Oh, not the pole.
Did they bring up the Flipski?
I guess you could put the Flipski on the pole.
That would be pretty awesome. 10,000 watt pole runner on socks. That'd be pretty cool.
I just like carry that like if you're in your trunk, if your car ever breaks down, you just have that to push your car to the gas station.
That's true. Yeah, maybe I think he's right. I think I saw that video. Somebody sent it to me and then I looked at it. I can't remember it now. But yeah, so there's just a lot of options. If you're a nerd and if you're a tweaker in the good way, there's a lot of stuff out there that you could just really. It's a good time to be a
good
tweaker.
Good or bad way. I mean,
that's true. We don't put value, but why judge?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Calling all tweakers.
Yeah. Okay, what else was I talking about? Okay, so next we've been talking about the shop here. Well, do we have any comments we want to?
Well, also, do you want to talk about Bafang? I think I pulled something up.
That's right. We still got one more.
Or Bafang, Bafang got sued. Hold on, I got it. Hold on. That's all we know. This is the whole thing.
Yeah, so we don't know what exactly, who they sued, what it was about, or anything like that. I have my suspicions I know exactly who it was because I got a weird email from this company that I think it was, and it was just weird. It was kind of frantic, and it's a kind of a company that I wouldn't say that I've spoken of fondly over the course of time, just because I always thought that they were. So
you don't want to say who?
I don't want to say what it was because I don't know if it was or not. But it had their name in their name, and I always thought. Can you
just like do a what's it called when you like say something that sounds like
Ixnay?
sounds like
Ixnay on the. I would think if you just type in Bafang and then a country, you'll probably. Direct from that country, you'd probably find. I think that's what they were a big thing, and everybody was like, "Oh, I ordered it directly from Bafang," and I think, and everybody's like, "You cannot buy direct from Bafang." There was a huge that you're being dishonest. You're leading people on to think that you are Bafang, and it's not. And so I think that's if they weren't them, I'd be hugely surprised. And I don't know how they weren't sued years ago. So I remember it was like 2017, I think I bought from them one time, and I'm like, oh, I could buy it directly from Bafang here in the U.S. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. Come to realize, no, it's not. It's absolutely nothing to do with Bafang. They're just a reseller like me, but they had a misleading name.
Oh, Bafang. Oh, so wait, can I say it?
People know what I'm talking about. Like,
all right,
they just know. Everybody just knows.
Everybody knows.
They've already came at me with a threatening a lawsuit
the same.
So I'm like, I don't want to I don't have. Yeah. So
not Bafang. The Bafang plus a country came at you.
And I can see that they're litigious because I think when you're fearful of stuff, you could get.
Is it enough just to talk about them, or do we have to say their name to get?
Everybody knows what. I mean, no. I mean.
I just want to get real close to getting sued.
Not touching you. Not touching you. But yeah, but anyways, I think that's good. I think a lot of the intellectual property stuff, I mean, that stuff is kind of important. And I think about that a lot as well when it comes to the Bafang sizing guides and the battery sizing guides, because there's a lot of people that do spend a lot of time on developing bottom bracket sizes and like printable guides and things like that. And that stuff, I get it. Like that can take some time to develop, and you don't want somebody else just taking it and stealing it and using it. And that's something that I definitely want to have. So actually, if somebody wants to, I'll pay somebody a commission to, if you want to come up with a copyright-free version of like a sizing guide for motors. If somebody is out there, if that's in your wheelhouse for talent, I got a job for you. Reach out to me.
Real quick before I just take down this website. So this is just like a post. So Bafang put this on their like Instagram page. It was just like, hey, we're happy to announce that Bafang won a lawsuit against a rogue website, and they don't even name the company. So it's,
and that's why I think like.
And it's they have decisively won a lawsuit against. So it's like, and there's nothing else. I tried like looking up other.
Yeah, I mean, look at it, leading them to believe they were an official sales channel of Bafang. I know it has to be. It has to be like who I think it is. But there's slander laws that I don't want to get in. But anyways. Okay, anyway, so what else is going on?
You don't know how to slander.
I know. I couldn't slander
a fly.
Slander.
Couldn't slander a fly.
Yeah, I need a haircut. What you say? I didn't cut my hair after last week. I still needed one last week. Okay, let's see. What else is going on?
No DMO 2. So we had Invincible. He jumped in by naming every type of motor that's out there, every type of mid-drive. So many options, can't decide.
No Tongsheng on there, though. You didn't get the Tongsheng. You didn't get the CYC Photon. You didn't get the CYC Stealth.
Oh, he's got X1 Pro, yeah.
No BBS02.
Maybe he's just naming his top 4.
No M35. I know there's getting too many motors. There's a lot of players in this game. It's getting hard to keep track. A lot of SKUs.
Tim says switched from a torque sensing hub drive to a BBS02 and would never go back.
Awesome. Yeah, and Tim also posted on the forum. There was
on Discord? Oh, on the forum.
We got go to JohnnyNerdOut.com if you want to join the forum. You got questions, you want to offer help to people. That's the place to go. Also Discord. Both of those, whatever your bag is, whatever you feel more comfortable doing. But either way is a great place for help and to get help and to give help. We were all beginners at one point. We all were clueless little baby birds when it came to building bikes. And I think it is our responsibility that once we know things, you should share the knowledge. Just share the wealth. You don't have to do it on my website. You don't have to do it on my Discord. But however you feel comfortable doing it, try to help back if at all possible. Try to spread that knowledge. I mean, the more knowledgeable everybody is,
get back to the
better
community.
Off we all are. Yeah.
Mr. Mike says also missed lightning rods.
Yeah, lightning rods. The GNG motors, which
Walter Smith wants to know
truck runs. You got to get the truck run motors.
Do you want me to turn on the phone lines here? Let's.
Walter's been itching. He wanted to call in last week with a question. Egg Rider. I think I may have. No, I have one Egg Rider left in stock. Those have been selling pretty good, and I've been recommending those a lot lately. It's what I carry on my bike. I have one left, but I think I have a batch of them coming in. I want to say on Friday. I'm hoping.
Egg Riders?
Yeah. So I'll be out of stock for, I'm guessing, a day possibly. I'm assuming I'm going to sell that one tomorrow. And then
what's the best motor for the Florida sand?
If I had the Florida sand, I'd probably go BBS HD. Just because that thing is just a tank. It's kind of a dumb tank compared to like the CYC stuff and even the 2.7. But yeah, if I was building a beach cruiser, I'd probably go BBS HD. And just keep an eye on your chain. Your chain's gonna probably give out before, if you're riding a lot and not cleaning it.
Nick wants to know what would be required to mount a X1 Pro on an Ozark Trail Ridge from Walmart.
Not much. I think those new. So Walmart just kind of came out with a new hardtail mountain bike. Is the Ozark Trail? They have their brand Ozark Trail. You can buy them on all their camping stuff all their outdoor stuff is the Ozark Trail brand, and they've got some hardtails that just came out. I think they're like $400 or something. Definitely a budget bike. Not gonna say that it's garbage. Obviously, if you have the money, I'm going off on a tangent here. I would probably still recommend spending $400 on a used Trek bike that once was $800 than spending it brand new on a Ozark Trail. $400. But if you already have it, whatever. I'm not trying to dissuade you. Don't want to make you feel bad. I'm sure it's a decent bike. You would just want to get the X1 Pro Gen 4 in the 68 to 83 millimeter version, and then whatever chainring you want. They have 32, 38, or 40. Smaller the chainring is geared more for torque. Bigger chainring is geared more for top end, a little bit less low end torque. So that's really all you need.
And like maybe a couple wrenches.
Yeah, and a couple install tools.
Separate Death wants to know, is the QS 138 motor listed on your store the 70H or 90?
Man, that's a great question. If I don't have that listed, that's really dumb of me. I'll have to double check that one. That's going to be phased out. That's the version 3, I believe. I think I have a couple left of that one. And I think I'm going to be just carrying that 4,000 watt. So the 138 is the 3,000 watt motor, and I think I'm just going to be carrying the 4,000 watt motor, which has a little bit more universal sprockets. You could use 420, 428, 520 chains, and different sizes, and it's a lot easier to swap them out. That motor, it's a little bit harder to swap out chain rings, which I feel like is going to be not such a good thing. And the 4,000 watt motor is, I think it's geared for low end torque. So the 4,000 watt, it's a bigger, beefier motor, and it's also geared differently. So I think the torque, I'm really excited to put it on my Yamaha that I got. I'm really excited to start tearing that thing apart and see what the power difference is. Because that 138 motor, the 3,000 watt, pulls pretty good on my little Honda Enduro, but that thing weighs 200 pounds maybe, and this Yamaha I got is probably going to be about 300, 350.
Brian says he's seen at least one good review for the Ozark Trail bike.
All right.
Nick, book a consultation. Here, let me just show you guys real quick. If you want to go to our website, JohnnyNerdOut.com, you scroll to the bottom here, and you can get a consultation with John.
Oh, there's Shane too.
Or if you want to talk to me for 10 minutes.
Yeah, look at that.
If you scroll even further, you could do it for 20.
Hey.
But yeah, either one of us.
But no more than that.
Yeah, don't even try it. Book a consultation. That way we can make sure that you get all the parts that you need.
Yeah, and if any of this is just like, man, I just wish I could have, and that's why we started the consultations, was for people that were just stuck, or I just want to make sure I don't mess this up. Let me talk to somebody who's a professional. That's what this is for. So definitely take advantage of the service. It's been super popular. I'm really glad that we started it. It's been very good. It's been very busy. So yeah, that was Larry.
How are the chain lines, the DMO1 compared to the HT?
That's a great question. I can't say off the top of my head. I want to say it's better because that BBS HD, that is the worst chain line. I want to say, oh no, the M635 is the worst chain line of any motor. That one is just, you got to order the 42 tooth HD chain ring to go with it from Lecky just to bring that chain line back in. But that's a great question. I need to do an in-depth review on all the different motors, like a motor buying guide for 2024, and I'll have to break that down. Chain line issue is very important. Like, how much does that chain ring pop out? Let's see.
Brian's asking Larry, where's Florida?
Oh yeah, man.
And then a follow-up question: Central Florida?
Where is Central Florida?
Hernando says, "Go Bulls."
All right.
Some good stuff going on in the chat.
You got the number 8. What's his name? Walter. Why don't you go ahead and call in when you're ready?
Oh yeah,
friend.
The phone lines are open if you want to call in.
Yeah. Other than that, I'm trying to think of. Yeah, I touched on the One Moto show that we did. Shane was there.
Oh yeah, we didn't talk about that.
Yeah. I talked about it on my own, but you were there. I don't know if there's anything you wanted to add.
I mean, I wasn't paying attention at all.
You had your eyes closed. You were staring at Instagram the whole time.
Just looking at pictures of bikes on my
Yeah, and you were just giggling the whole time, looking at your phone. What is he doing?
No, it was pretty cool, and I don't know. I mean, like, so there's a lot of cool motorcycles, but there was like the dudes skating. I hope that gets like to be a bigger deal.
Yeah.
Which I don't understand. I mean, it's not really part of it's not a moto. I don't know why they have skateboarders at the moto show, but they're still kind of good.
Usually, and like it's weird. It is kind of weird. Like I think you and I were both into it. And they had like the BMX stuff, and like I've always been drawn to stuff like that, just people doing stuff. And they had the moto cross, like doing backflips and stuff. But yeah, you seem like chopper riders are generally not maybe skateboarders. I don't know. Maybe that's a bigoted statement, but it just seemed like kind of different. But I thought it was really cool.
Quit offending everybody. But yeah, there's some pretty cool bikes there.
Walter's having problems.
I'm going to do a test call right now. I'm going to call myself and see
what's going on.
It's working for me. Oh, try again, Walter. Make sure you dial right, 503-893-2678.
All night long, we'll be here.
All night long. Two live dudes.
Waiting for your call.
So do we figure out where's Florida?
Man, do we have can you Google where's Florida?
I think it's in Central Florida. I'm not sure.
I feel like there's more stuff I want to talk about with 2.7 with just their rock bottom price. I feel like I got a sneeze coming on. I think it's $330 you could get a DMO2 for. And here we go. We figured out where Florida is, everybody. I knew it.
You're supposed to, next time you gotta keep your eyes open.
You can't do that.
Yeah, you can. And who are you shielding the sneeze from?
From the microphone.
All right.
People are wondering what this is. It's a microphone.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. I use the Gustavo. Oh yeah, people were asking me about the Gustavo chain rings. I think that's the AliExpress Lecky alternative. I have no experience with the Gustavo. Somebody's asking me that. But I know they're a lot cheaper because they're direct from China. But I
heard good things about China. Gustavo chain rings / where is China?
Mm-hmm. Is there a twofer website?
I don't know what these websites are. Endless Sphere? Have you ever heard of Endless Sphere?
Endless Sphere is like a...
I know. Just saying. Uh-huh. Oh, we had a missed call.
All right, we got a missed call.
Hold on. Try
Do you have your ringer on? Do you have the shop ringer on?
I feel like it just...
Go up to the bell tower and turn the ringer on. I think it's off.
We're waiting for you. We're waiting
Benji's saying, did your Gustavo couldn't handle the power? The 6,500 watts? I wonder, I never thought of a chain ring failing. What happened to your Gustavo? Was it the teeth or was it the actual, like, chain ring? Was it, like, the arms that hold it together?
Should I just call this number back? Should we just...
Yeah, we should do that.
Call it.
What do you want? If it's the wrong person.
Oh,
we're going to start calling you guys now. Since you guys don't want to call us, we're calling you. We're coming to you. What other YouTube channel does that? We should just go to people's house, too.
We get prank.
Send us your address and we will come to your house live on the air.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice
I don't think it's our phone.
Brian saying that it's karma, essentially.
Nah,
right. We're making fun of people, and then we're, yeah. Okay, so you sheared the teeth off. Yeah, I have a feeling, there's a price point, and I don't know. I don't know. I've never really ran tons of power through a Lecky, like 6,500 watts, but I do wonder. I'm sure it's the type of metal. Lecky always says like they use the best aluminum, they use the strongest stuff, and that's why it costs so much, and all that. So you get what you pay for. I mean, I don't know. That's why I have no interest in really carrying those Gustavo and the super cheap chain rings. As a reseller, that just seems like a headache. I'd rather not carry the cheap of the cheap. But yeah, Lecky is quite a bit more, and it can be hard to justify. It's 5 times as much. Well, I don't know about after shipping though. Because shipping from China is pretty penny nowadays. It's not free anymore.
You just go pick it up. Is it cheaper to pick it up?
Probably. Might be.
Sorry, Walter. I don't know what's happening. Everything looks good on our end with the phone line.
Yeah, I wonder... Huh.
All right, I'm looking up the Gustavo chain rings
Oh,
here.
$32 all in? That's not bad. I'm trying to think. I think the cheapest chain rings I have, I think it's like a 28 tooth BBSO2. I want to say it's like $49.
That's the cheapest one?
I think so.
Well, the 2.7 chain rings.
Those are insane cheap. I mean, they're like
$19?
Yeah, I have a feeling they're not going to be that cheap forever.
Can you put those on a different motor?
I don't think so. It's a good question. I don't think any of the Bafangs, at least.
There we go.
All right, we got a caller. Is it Walter?
I don't think so.
Call from.
Walter Smith.
It's Walter.
To accept, press 1. To send.
Hey, Walter.
Hi, John.
How you doing?
So,
there you go.
good. Long time trying to connect with you here.
Yeah,
I'm glad we got
we're
that.
here though. We're there.
Turn down your computer.
Oh yeah, make sure your computer or phone is volume is down.
Yeah, my tablet. So how's it now?
Good.
Real good.
Yeah, I turned the volume down. So what I got, I'm just going to put down what I wrote so that I don't screw anything up here. I have a 750 watt BBSO2 on my all-purpose mountain bike. I would like to explain and get a comment from you guys and or everybody else that's out there if they have noticed the same anomaly. And when I power off the motor when I'm riding, sometimes I like to do that just to pedal on my own power completely for some extra exercise. I get drag from the motor. I mean, it's like pedaling 2 gears higher. And that's if I put the PAS down to 0. It, for some reason, it still has that drag, but it's not as strong as if I cut the power entirely. So if I go like in for a coffee or something like that or take a break, it's got to sit about 30 minutes before that drag goes completely away. And then all I feel is the weight of the bike and a little resistance from the mechanism of the motor.
How old's the motor?
So, well, let's see, you guys sold it and installed it in January, and it's now has, about 1,300 miles on it.
That's insane. That's a lot of miles. That's awesome.
That's good.
Oh, yeah, I just, 71, I don't want to die anytime soon, so.
Hey, death
I'm
can't hit a
reliving
moving
my-
target. That's what my aunt says.
Yeah.
And how's she doing?
She's
But-
still kicking.
That's good.
Yeah, just, now I did some research on Google. I haven't exactly talked to an electrician because they want to charge you for talking to them.
Oh, we're charging too.
Anyway.
But I'm just joking.
Oh, I know. No,
Me too.
so there's a capacitor in the motor. I don't know if it's in the stator or what part of the motor, but it holds energy. And even after you've cut the power, it holds some energy, and that causes a buildup, a resistance. And it eventually does go away. Now, what's funny is when I had the hub motor on the bike, when I bought it originally, I could shut the motor off and pedal, maybe half a block or so, and it would completely go away. Then I could pedal freely. So it's not a big deal. It's just kind of has piqued my interest, and I'm like a dog with a bone.
Yeah.
Other than that,
It is super interesting, and I understand now what you're talking about. I think you had emailed me earlier. I didn't quite understand, or I thought I understood, but now I think I have a finer point on it.
Sounds like the motor is just not treating it right. I'm just joking.
No, it sounds like
you got to give it back sometime.
it seems like there's definitely electricity being stored in it. It's almost like like when the pedal assist is kicking on, it's almost like this isn't what's happening, but it's almost as if like the motor is engaging physically, and then it's not disengaging when you turn it to 0, and it takes a little bit for it to like undo its claws and for you to just pedal freely. But I wonder, it's all electronic, but I wonder if there's got to be a setting in there that I would like to think, because I haven't noticed that myself. But maybe it's just because I haven't been looking for it. Maybe I should try to do that now. I'll go ride my Bafang, do pedal assist like normal, and then bump it down to 0. See if there's any more drag, and then see if it slowly tapers off. That's what you're saying is happening, right? When you're riding normally, put it to 0. There's still a little bit of drag, and then eventually, after a while, it'll taper off after the electricity dumps out of the capacitor?
Yeah, that's right. Basically, I've tried it a few times, like on the flat, for instance, or whatever, and it will eventually go away, but it takes about a half an hour of no power at all on the motor. Other than that, it's almost as if you're riding with the brakes applied.
Wow. You should bring it. You should bring it by the shop. I'd be curious to ride it and see what that is. But yeah, you don't have the egg rider. Tim is saying you should look at the egg rider settings. That would be nice. I was going to say, yeah, if you had the egg rider, you could just mess around with some of the settings. Say it again.
Yeah. Well, the thing is I don't have the only computer I have is the Samsung tablet that I've got right here. That's it. I'm pretty restricted. And so I haven't found anything that can work with that. It has to be an Apple system, I think.
Egg Rider?
That's why.
Egg Rider, you could use that tablet, like, right? You could download.
Yeah. So if you have the program cable, well, the Egg Rider will work with either one, Android or Apple. But the program cable will only work with a PC. It won't work with Apple. So I don't know if Seibler is saying cut the gray wire. I'm not 100% sure if he's being.
I think he's colorblind.
Yeah, that's true. Benji's also saying put the pedal assist 0 to 1%, which technically would help you, but it wouldn't solve that problem. It would just kind of be, you're still sending power. So yeah.
Yeah.
You'd still be sending power, but your thing is like you just want it to totally dissipate and have it. You want to be able to do human power without any drag, without using any battery power either. I'm assuming, right?
Oh, right. Which is nice because it's a twofold benefit. Because if you want to get some exercise, that's one thing, and then the other thing too is if you want to completely save on any battery consumption. That's another. Like if you're riding in the flat and you just want to get some exercise and, so it's not a big deal, but like I said, it's just, I'm like a dog with a bone when it comes to something like this. I want to know why and how and if there's any way to tweak it.
Hey, Walter, I'm wondering, you might have said it already. I come in and out of paying attention. What happens if you just turn off the power and ride the bike? Is that works fine?
He said if he turns it off and he lets it sit, but he goes in, gets a cup of coffee or something like that, what do you say, about a half an hour, then it dissipates? Or how long do you think it takes to dissipate?
Well, this morning I was riding back from my job in Northeast Portland, and I stopped at Laurelhurst Park and to actually do a small video for this other guy on YouTube. And I got on the bike after about 25 minutes, and it was gone. It was just like, no motor was there at all other than just the weight.
All right. Yeah, I don't know. I wonder why that is. I can't even.
Well, one of the things that I researched on Google said they called it parasitic resistance or parasitic draw on the motor, which kind of makes sense.
While you're running or while you're on 0, it has parasitic draw? While you're on 0, you're saying?
While I'm on 0, or if I shut the power off, it has that drag. Like you're riding 2 gears higher
That seems like a crazy amount of drag. Like, that's a lot. And I wonder, like, I would be curious, like, maybe come bring by the bike. Maybe we could reflash it and maybe take a look at some settings. Because we did do some programming on that motor, right?
Yeah, I had you do some programming because I wanted to. I don't like to ride fast, or I just like, and so I had you program it so that I couldn't go any faster than about 21 miles an hour, and then all the different pedal assist things, so that I could just cruise along 12 miles an hour, 15 miles an hour, and leave it at that. And you'd said, yeah, the motor will last forever then.
Yeah, if you have maximum amperage draw set to like 75% or whatever, and you're not even going, these motors will last forever. They'll last mostly forever, even if you do a maximum power, as long as you're in the right gear. But if you're running 75% at max and you're using the right gears, these things will easily last forever then, and you won't have to do any repairs really either. So, I mean, other than maybe like replacing the grease every once in a while. But I'd be curious. I would like to have you come bring it up here so we can mess around with some settings and see if we could work out that ghost. It sounds like there's a ghost in the system. Sometimes these Bafangs, I love them. I think they're awesome. They're super reliable. But there are some ghosts that pop up sometimes in these motors, and it's weird. And there's almost no explanation, but sometimes you just gotta like shake them out with some firmware. Like a firmware flash just kind of is like shaking the bed sheets, and it gets the ghosts out. At least that's how I was told that you get rid of ghosts. Shane is checked out 100%. He's now on Instagram. He's looking up puppy videos now. We've lost him.
No. I'm with you. That's the thing. We get it. Like, there's something wrong with.
I get it. There's ghosts. We get it. I love ghosts.
It sounds like you gotta like unplug it and plug it back in. That'd be. I don't know.
Yeah, blow on it. So Walter tried unplugging it, plugging it back in, and blew on it, and it still isn't working.
I don't know what to tell you.
So just in closing here, what I'll do is I'll email you because I want to get a tail light from you for the bike, and you have you wire it in for me.
Yeah.
So that way you can take care of both of those things in one spot. But I've got to tell you, this is like you've never heard this before, you guys, but what you're doing is a great service. I mean, that's how I found you originally on YouTube, and I was so fascinated with all the different videos that you came up, all the helpful stuff and that. So thank you once again. And so I'll go ahead and sign off here.
Well, I appreciate it, and thanks for supporting the shop and the channel and everything. So, I mean, it takes a village, it takes a community to keep a community. So, I mean, it's just, we all got to do our part. So, I appreciate it.
Thanks,
Walter.
Walter. Thank you.
Just touching, a couple of things he said. The Bafang tail lights. I just sold 2 of these to some guy who came in. And I sold 2 of them to him, and I always forget to talk about that. I'm like, we have tail lights for the Bafangs, whether you have the HD or O2. If you want to add a tail light to your existing kit, I carry those, and it comes with a splitter, so you could run your tail light and your headlight together, and it's powered by the display. Then Walter said he wants to get one of those for it. The other thing is the Bafang ghosts. I don't know. I don't want to beat this point to death, but. Sometimes there's weird things in these Bafangs sometimes. It's the price to pay for, I would say, the best reliability and most robust system. But we'll see. Hopefully we'll get it all sorted out, and we'll have a cheat sheet for it. All right, any other comments that came in that we missed? We're running out of time here. I just want to get...
Yeah, we had somebody from Edward McGinnis. He's new. Definitely set up a consultation. I could help you with that. He's trying to decide between an O2 or a Tongsheng. I don't know. Depends on what you're using it for, I suppose.
Yeah. I mean, that would be a great thing. We call one of us. We'll get your use case. How are you going to be riding it? Can help you get set up with what size chainring you want to get, any adapters, accessories you're going to want to not forget. It's better to order once The thing that you don't have to be 100%, but if you could always order stuff later on, but shipping, you'll get killed on it. Unless you're local to here and you want to just come by and pick it up in person.
What do you think about this comment? Michael says the BBS02 is more reliable than the TSD-Z2.
Yeah, absolutely.
What?
Absolutely.
Fine.
Fine.
I don't know why.
In my opinion,
I don't like what complaints are we hearing about the. Whatever. Never mind.
You were about to answer your own question, I think.
No, I wasn't. I want to know. I just don't think they're that bad.
Well,
is there really that many?
How many times did you repair your Tongsheng?
I thought that was just part of having it. Though.
Like that was part of regular maintenance. You got to replace the controller every 6 months.
I'm just trying to play devil's advocate. I don't know. But Tongsheng, I mean, it might also be like the dollar amount. Because what's the price difference between the two? $100, a couple $100?
No, I think the Tongsheng's about $350 and the BBS02 is like $420, somewhere around there. So it's like $70. But I mean, that's what, a fifth of the price more? It's 20% cheaper.
I guess just get the O2. There you go. You save time. You don't have to.
But it's different. I mean, the BBS02 is cadence sensing. What's important to you? I mean, those are some things that you'd want to talk about.
Is it common? I think like just torque sensing motors right now have been having like all the torques, like every torque, like, other than the 2.7 so far is the only one. Like we haven't had any issues with the 2.7. Other than like the firmware stuff.
Yeah, mainly it's firmware. I think I had one issue that was like a controller was bad or something, but for the most part, yeah, firmware. But mechanically, they seem very sound. I've only had short batches of them, small batches. I haven't sold, Bafang, I sell them. It's hard to keep them on the shelf.
I wonder if we're going to see any heat issues with the 2.7s.
I don't know. It could be.
Especially since, because there is like a lot of programming that could be done with those too, right? Like I even messed around with like the programming stuff on the 2.7s.
You did?
I haven't had a chance to, so I don't really know, and I haven't really looked into it.
It's a deep dive. You could go, but it's all from the display, so you could get everything.
So,
Tongsheng, you got to get. You've been messing around with the Tongsheng one. You got to get the OSF, and it's not easy, right? I wouldn't say it's.
No, it's not.
The average person is going to be like, this kind of sucks.
Well, like with the Photon, I think that's the thing why it was overheating was just people are just like, oh, I'm turning this up to max.
Yeah.
I wonder if we're just going to run into the same type of issues with the 2.7.
I don't think so because the 500 watt you can't go much higher than that, and the 1000 watt I don't think you can go much higher than that either. But even if you could, that 1000 watt, the DMO1 it's a beast. I think it's heavy duty.
Yeah.
That thing could. It's rated to handle 60 volts. And just an FYI, out of the gate, I've been told it cannot handle 60 volts. They have a version that can handle 60 volts, but you have to specify that. So I'll be updating
the DMO1.
Yeah. I don't know about the DMO2 if that's going to also be 60 volt or not.
Where are we at? We're at 2 after the hour. Do we want to keep one more comment?
I'll do one more.
Zach wants to know, can you give a quick review on your specialized roll you built with the Photon?
Yeah. I think I got a little over 500 miles on it now. Still really enjoying it. It's a different beast than the Bafang. I got my Benno with the BBS HD and my Egg Rider. I like riding both of them. Both of them are. I like them. Each time I ride it, I find things that I like about both systems because torque sensing, it's the motor adding to you. Cadence sensing, you're just adding to the motor. The motor's like, I'm going to do this. It all kind of depends on how you program it, but that's the general short answer of what that is. You can program them to kind of make them not be quite so much that, but I really like that build. I like my roll. I actually rode it tonight. It's right behind Shane. I like it. It's a nice lightweight commuter bike. It's got those big 27.5-inch tires by what are they, 2.4s or something. And I put the fenders on it. I got the CYC lights on it. I wish CYC had a tail light too. They just have the dual headlights. I wish they had a full kit like Bafang does. For me, that's huge. If you're on your bike all the time, come on, people. Outfit your motor systems. Make it like a car replacement.
Outfit your motor systems and like the stream.
All right. Shane, you going to take us out of here? You got to...
Sure.
Don't be a this guy clip?
Thanks for tuning in, guys. Don't be these guys.